Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time for a new vlog. This week, they announced a rather controversial decision to reduce the overall artifact knowledge cap from 50 down to 40. So previously, whereas it would have taken us many more weeks to actually get capped out in our artifact knowledge and no longer be getting those increases to artifact power gained, now we're going to be done at 40, which if you've been doing it since the patch dropped, 40 is like, what, 2 more, 3 more, 2 more? It's only another week or 2 weeks maybe? It's going to be done within like 2 weeks. So on one hand, and I think this is why they did it, it's going to be nice to have artifact knowledge maxed out a little earlier because then I don't have to be waiting. I don't have to wait for artifact knowledge to be maxed before I feel like my artifact power grinding actually matters. And I think that's kind of the direction that they officially want to put on it. But on the other hand, they did not accompany this, from what I can understand. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see any nerf to the overall amount of artifact power required. So now, because we're no longer able to get those 10 extra levels of knowledge, it is going to take us exponentially longer to actually max out our weapons in 7.2, and that's probably another side effect that they're not like advertising because they don't want to go, hey, we just made your artifact power grind worse, but maybe they're trying to buy themselves some time. I really do feel like some kind of nerf or restructuring of the artifact power required to get to max artifact knowledge would have been real nice to go along with this. I feel like that would have gone a long way to making people feel better about the whole thing. The feeling that I'm getting is that they really want to put some extra time into 7.3 to make it what they want it to be, and they're buying themselves a little bit of time by sort of manually and somewhat heavy-handedly, but they're sort of extending the current artifact power grind so that people don't reach that point that they reached in 7.1 where they were like, well, okay, my weapons are maxed, now what? They want to give them a little bit more time before that point. So I don't really necessarily agree with the entirety of it. I do wish they had restructured or nerfed the artifact power, but I see where they're coming from. It kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? The month of June is almost upon us, and with that, it's feeling like 725 is, I almost said 715. It feels like 725 is starting to creep up on us now. My bets are on either the 13th or the 20th. I feel like the 20th is more likely, just based on where we are with Tomb of Sargeras raid testing, but I don't know, maybe they could drop it on the 13th. Hopefully they drop it in June. It's gonna really muck up a lot of people's day if they don't drop this thing until July. But I feel like we're not too far out. In the meantime though, while waiting for 725, I have completely taken a break from most things in WoW. I still play WoW, don't get me wrong, and I'm having a lot of fun in it, but I can't quite make myself log on to do Nighthold anymore, and I'm feeling a little bit similarly lazy about invasions and even world quests to some extent. So instead of doing my regular WoW grind, I've been taking a little bit of time off, taking like a little mini WoW vacation, and I've been spending a lot of time running old raids for Transmog. I have been trying to collect some extra battle pets. I have been messing around a little bit on my Brewmaster Monk, which I'm very bad at. I'm not used to being up in melee. Everything is so close and they're all hitting me, and it's very terrifying. It's a lot scarier than I thought it would be. But yeah, I've been spending a lot of time doing other things in WoW, just waiting for the patch. And I'm sure that once Tomb of Sargeras comes out and 725, I feel like I will be rejuvenated and ready to dive right in and go back in on all the legendary grind and the artifact power grind and the raiding grind and the gear grind and, you know, WoW stuff. Speaking of things that I'm actually falling behind on, I am actually, I think, 1 or 2 steps behind on the Breaching the Tomb campaign because I have been too lazy to do the step where you're supposed to go, like, get the Wormtongue caches. I don't want to go look for Wormtongue caches. I know I have to because my class mount is behind a couple more stages of that campaign. I need to go find Wormtongue caches to catch up. But I have been so lazy about that. I need to just, like, find some time. The thought of finding time and then saying, all right, I got some free time to sit down and look for Wormtongue caches just grosses me out. But I'm gonna have to do it if I ever want to get my cool flappy owl mount for my priest, so gotta find some time and just get the rest of the Wormtongue caches. Hopefully, because I waited so long before starting that stage of the quest, there won't be as many people doing it and I might be able to find them faster, I don't know. But I believe the new step of it has you going to kill the elite demons in the Broken Shore, which is a little better. At least those show up on my map. At least I can find them because they show up on my map. That's my justification. Anyways, we're not too far away from class mounts now, which is gonna be kind of cool. What else happened this week? Sorry, I'm really distracted. It's really hard to talk up here when there's just like a, this one. There's a little kitty cat down here. Sorry, I moved you. Oh, you're mad. Bye. She doesn't go very far. Whenever she like moves because she's been disturbed in some way. She like gets up in a huff and jumps off and then like sits down where she landed and just like starts screaming herself. She doesn't really, she hasn't quite perfected the art of storming off. Anyways, the other thing they did this week was they released Squirky. You might be able to see him behind me. They released Squirky as both an in-game pet and a companion plush, which has arrived, so I'll show you. Come here. Good job. Oh, he was flying. I was worried that he was going to knock off his fairy dragon buddy, but yeah, Squirky. He's very yellow. He's like almost a fluorescent yellow. Like if he was out in the rain walking alongside the highway at dusk, he would be pretty safe, as far as safe as you can be while walking along the highway at dusk in the rain. He's quite fluorescent. He's just like the other Murlocs. I have, as you can probably see, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 existing Murlocs, so this makes number 7. Designed in exactly the same way, just yellow. But it's kind of cool to have like a matching one for your in-game pet. And the new Squirky in-game pet is actually really neat because he's got a really cool moveset. And his model's been kind of updated. I don't know if they've had this Murloc model for a while. I don't know if this is the first time we've been able to get it as a companion pet just in its pure form without like armor and stuff on it. I haven't really looked into that. But Squirky's cool. The in-game pet is free. You do not have to purchase it in any way. You just head out to the Seabrake Isle off the west coast of Asuna. Wear some gear because there's some elite Murlocs out there and they're going to be pissed at you, but you can just go catch him as a wild battle pet. So that is that's Squirky, and it's kind of cool that they released him. I'm a little bit disappointed just because Squirky has been in the pet journal for a long time, and pet collectors and mystery seekers have been like, okay, there's this dude in the pet journal. He's a pet battle in the Great Sea, but there are no Squirkies in the Great Sea, and it was kind of like a secret, and people were wondering, is he going to come out on the Tadpole Migration mini event? Is he going to come out on the Children's Week? Do we have to swim to the bottom of the ocean and like blow through a conch shell? Like people were trying to figure out how to make Squirky spawn, and at some point I believe one of the Blizzard people tweeted and said, you can stop trying, he's not in yet. And then people were just trying to figure out, well, when's he going to be in and why? And apparently the big secret was they were waiting to finish the plush so they could sell it, which worked. But I am a little tiny bit disappointed that it wasn't a cooler mystery, but I'll get over it. Back you go. Don't fall. I want to make a very quick apology for my little whoopsie stream, and I want to explain how that happened. I was recording some footage 2 days ago, I believe on Wednesday. I was recording some footage for a thing, and I record all of my video using OBS now. And OBS, if you've ever used it, you will know, has right next to the start recording button, there's a start streaming button, like right next to it. And I was kind of sleepy, and I hit the wrong one, and I didn't notice for a couple of minutes because nothing was really going to clue me off, and I like look over the window and it's like, you've been live for 3 minutes, and I'm like, is that? No. And apparently I accidentally streamed instead of recording, so I'm sorry for that. I would have liked to have done a bonus stream to make up for that on Wednesday, but I really didn't have time. Stream is going to be regular time today, this afternoon, and I'm going to be doing Cataclysm time walking because I need to save up the time walking badges. I need them. The Paradox Spirit from Mop Time Walking is one of the pets that I still need to upgrade my pet collection. I'm really grasping for the last couple pets that I need now, and I need it. So on stream today, I'm going to be forming some groups to run through Cataclysm time walking, farm badges, maybe get that mount. I still don't have my Infinite Time Reaver, although I'm sure most people still don't have their Infinite Time Reaver, but I would like one. We'll see. Anyways, time walking on stream today, 3 p.m. Pacific, regular time, and I am sorry about the whoopsie stream. Questions from this week. Bert asks, what do you think about Curse being turned into Twitch? The only program that doesn't want to ever close. When is the X not an X when you try to shut the program down on the taskbar? So, I want to first start out by saying that Discord does that too. Discord is the other huge offender for closing the program, not actually closing the program. As far as the Curse client being merged into Twitch, I actually really like it just because the old Curse client, it was fine and it worked well, but it was getting kind of dated. And now that it's become Twitch, a feature that used to be exclusive to Curse Prime, or whatever the hell they called it, is now available for free on the Twitch app. So basically, with the Twitch app, you can have your add-ons automatically update whenever an update releases. You do not have to click them one at a time. You can just say, update these whenever an update comes out, and it'll handle that for you. And I think that's part of the reason why it wants you to keep it on in the system trade. It wants to update your add-ons whenever updates come out. It also wants to be able to ping you whenever somebody sends you a notification on their weird social service that nobody uses. So I see why they did it. However, the one reason why I'm not too upset about Twitch not closing when you press the X is because they let you change that. You want to open up your Twitch client, you want to go into settings, and then in general, you will see this setting right here, which I'm going to put up on the screen somewhere. You can change what happens when you click the X. I really like that they give you the option. It's a little bit annoying that they did not make it close the program totally by default, but because it is a social chat client, I understand why they didn't do that. People expect their chat clients to notify them even when closed, and the only way I can do that is by running from the system tray. Now, Discord, on the other hand, needs to take a leaf out of that book because there is no setting in Discord that allows you to close it properly and completely when you hit the X button. It will always just minimize the system tray. If you really want to quit Discord, you have to open up your system tray and then quit it from there, which is what I've been doing lately because most of the time I actually prefer to get Discord notifications on my phone so that they're not interrupting me while I'm trying to do something else on my computer. But yeah, you can totally change it in Twitch. You can't change it in Discord. I looked. And otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the migration. David wants to know, where is the left poster from? I can't find it in the Blizzard shop. So all of these canvases, plus the Garrosh Draenor one that you can't see on the other side of the shelf, they are all from the Blizzard gear store, but they're not always all up. You'll notice that I don't have a Wrath one, and the reason for that is because they didn't have it on the gear store. They will put these up and take them down seemingly at random, probably connected to the stock, but they will not always have all of them up. So when I went to buy them, these were the ones that were available. I did get them from the gear store, and I do not know any way to get them when they are not currently made available there. It's just kind of the way the gear store works. And Josh says, I saw in a different video that there's going to be a 100% drop rate on Curious Coins in 725, just from the PTR. Have you heard about this or can confirm it? I've been curious if I've been saving my emissary bag for no reason. So, I had not heard of this. That sounds very silly. It seems to me that if they really wanted to make Curious Coins the 100% dropper from emissary caches, that is something that they would hotfix. I can't imagine a reason why they would want to specifically tie that to a patch release. Thirdly, I googled a bunch and I couldn't find it. I couldn't even find the video that you were talking about. I couldn't find anything saying that Curious Coins were going to be 100% drop rate. But I haven't actually gone and checked it out, so my advice to you is if you are holding on to your emissary caches and you really need to know, just open up the PTR. It's free. Anybody can access the PTR. Open up the PTR, copy over your character, do a quick emissary, and then open the cache and see if there's a coin in there. And then you'll know. But I don't think so. I would be very surprised if they made Curious Coins 100% drop rate. That'd be a real kick in the face to people that have been grinding Curious Coins up until this point, and it would be just kind of an odd, strange change considering all of the Curious Coin loot is very much optional, cosmetic, kind of fun stuff. There's a couple things that are handy, like there's the puzzle box that can give you a piece of champion follower equipment. Maybe you get a piece of champion follower equipment you need out of that, but for the most part, it's like fun stuff. So that has been my week. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question you would like answered on the vlog, just leave them as comments on the most recent vlog. I will see some of you hopefully on the stream this afternoon, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. It's a real chill cat. You're not going to be able to see the whole cat because it's like a small cat and my lap is like out of the shot, but you can kind of see like a little cat head. She mostly does this when I'm recording. Usually I can just go my whole day sitting at my desk working on whatever and the cat will just be asleep somewhere, but as soon as I start talking, to myself, Katie's like, oh man, she's really starting to lose it. I should come keep her company, and so she knows she doesn't need to talk to herself. She can talk to me, huh? That's my theory. Are all